nobody sees this.
Oh, no,
But
and
as an entrepreneur, you have a different insight. You have a different viewpoint and perspective.
yeah,
And so, I mean, I saw the system for what it was. And I, like you said, man, not only did I work in the educational system, I also worked in the nonprofit sector.
okay,
So I've had experience in each of the sectors. So I know the mind frame and the
yeah,
perspective of
yeah.
each one.
I mean,
And I know,
mm.
go ahead.
Yeah, I myself, I'm a former government employee, so
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know definitely
Yes.
what it means to be on that side, and trust me, it is very stuffy, very limited,
Yes.
and you have to
Yes.
break
Yeah.
up. If you don't, oh gosh, oh,
Oh, yeah. I know. Look, I know you know. But yeah, and that goes with you. You step right into the next business bit, which is simply business ownership gives you control and unlimited potential.
exactly.
I mean, you can get how many ever contracts that you can handle. You can get as many clients as you can handle, and especially with the invention of the internet. Oh my God,
It's
you
changed.
can
Yeah,
especially have a product. You can go global,
exactly.
and so
From
there is no
yeah,
stopping.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, what we're doing now. I mean, you're all the way in the USA. I'm in the
Yes.
UK. I mean,
Yeah.
even what, let's say 7 years ago, we would have to be paying some massive phone bill to be doing this.
Yes, to do this, we would be broke trying to have this phone call and this conversation to
Exactly.
help others.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And this is where it's going. And I tell people this, and they're like, you can do something online, especially people who do presenting and so forth. See, and they really have a kind of unsure, like, no, how do you monetize? They're thinking, well, if you place yourself correctly, you position yourself, whatever offer you're making or whatever problem you're solving, that will, in time translate into a monetary viable business. Like you said before, you have to be of service and find something which leads into and helps people.
yes,
That they just, in a way, they're kind of pensive and unsure. So I still think that even though we know the potential of the internet, a lot of people still they're very unsure. They're very
yeah,
unsure.
yeah. That's the greatest thing, man. Is fear, and the
Mm,
fear
mm,
cripples people. I mean, it even not even say for instance, even outside of
yeah,
entrepreneurship, even sometimes just pursuing their dreams and passion, just something they've always
yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Fear cripples them. It's like it's always no, I don't have enough money. Oh, I don't have the time, and
Mm.
oh, this and that. And I mean, it's like, wow, man, take a chance. You
That,
know, it's
that's that.
okay.
I mean, that is one thing that I always come across with a lot of people. I see that
Yeah,
there's people that got more skills than me. I tell you that
yeah, yeah,
flat out, and they just will not. They just, for some reason, it has to be perfect. The perfect time, the perfect. I'm like, it's
yes,
never that word should be banned. Perfect. It shouldn't
yeah,
exist because
exactly.
there's nothing
You-
perfect. Everything has to start somewhere with whatever it is that you have resources wise. Use it, get out there, do something, make something happen. And like you said, the fear kicks in, and they get to the point where they think, yeah, I'm gonna go and do it, and they go, something comes up. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, always,
what is it now?
always.
I'm like, what is it now? Why? Why are you stopping? Why? Oh, because I've got this and that. I'm thinking, no, you're making excuses now. Come on,
Yeah,
let's just do
yeah,
this, and then you can deal with whatever something that is later, and you can pursue this. And the fear cripples them. And I don't know. I might make a study out of it because it fascinates me sometimes that people, despite what they can do, they whatever, and it's something that, and you try and tell them it's not real.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
That's it.
it's not even there. It's in your head, spirit, mind, so wherever it is residing in your body, you just need
Exactly.
way to deal with it is to just do what it is that you're scared of, and before you know it, you're like a 5-year-old kid again. You want to go, the first time you got onto a slide,
Yeah.
you're all
Oh yeah.
scared.
Yeah, yeah.
You looked all tall,
It's fun.
and then you went, I want to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it, man. That's it. I mean, you're hitting the nail on the head. Once you try it,
Mm,
and it's the fear is of the failure and the fears of rejection. Those are
yeah,
the two greatest fears.
exactly.
That it will fail, and then people are gonna ridicule me. They're gonna reject this.
Yeah,
But what about the success? What if you get out there and it goes viral?
yeah,
And you become that overnight success. You might be that person, but
yeah.
if you never try,
You,
you'll never know.
will never know.
You know,
No.
and so that's the thing. People they don't want to. I guess it's a false sense of security. They feel as though
Yeah,
as if I
yeah,
don't try this, then the fact that okay, it may have gone well, it may not have gone well, but I'm secure with where I am. At least this is predictable what I'm doing. I know the outcome. I know that I'm going to go to work for 8 hours today,
Yeah,
and they're gonna pay me $8 per hour, so I'm
yeah,
gonna get $64, and I know I'll be paid every 2 weeks. So if not this Friday, the following Friday. I mean, they love that predictability. It makes a false sense of security.
routine.
But then at the same time, that same job, if it needs to downsize, they're gonna get rid of you.
You're gonna
And
get rid.
then where's your security now?
Yeah, and they don't even give you a T-shirt and pen.
Yeah,
They just let you go. They just let you go. There's no ceremony of your work that
yeah,
you've done. There's no
yeah. Two
certificate.
weeks, you're
No,
gone.
yeah, there's no there's no dossier of all the work that you've done, so you can go away and this is what I've done for this company. Nothing. They just say goodbye. Here's your final letter, and if you ever get the final pay,
Yeah,
you're lucky. And
yeah.
but
It
people,
definitely will cut you out before retirement. Many
exactly,
companies are doing today.
exactly.
They'll let you work 19 years,
I know
and
people.
before the 20th,
Yeah,
you're gone.
I know people with colleagues, like especially me, just leaving the government, and they're going through some big thing where they are buying back their old contracts
Uh-huh.
because the old ones have far better benefits, and the newer ones obviously they're much more financially lean. So it's going to benefit the company rather than the employee, and they're going through this process. They're telling people, look, if you're going to have to take redundancy, or we buy you back your contract and you can keep your job, but under
Oh
really
my.
bad conditions. And
Yeah,
this is the step, but people still will go to work, and you're thinking, but why
yeah,
go to work under a bad contract? It's insane.
yeah.
It's insane. I just don't understand it. I really just don't. They have to, and they think that entrepreneurialism, like we're the crazy people. We're this,
Yeah, 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 of course.
how dare we
We're
do?
the weirdos.
Yeah,
We're the
yeah.
weirdos.
How can you go out there in this economy the way it is now, and this because we can, and because we understand that it's a people based,
Yeah,
it's a situation. That
yeah,
well, so much manipulate, but you utilize, and where you're genuine, and like you said, where you provide a service, the business will come, and then the money will flow,
yeah,
and they just don't see. And like you said, they make it all complicated. Like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do all this paperwork, you have to do. But if you're passionate, you wouldn't mind doing it because you won't get bypass that and then go back to serving the customer, which is the enjoyable part about being an entrepreneur.
yes.
Um,
Of course.
and I wish more people can see that, especially my listeners. If you're in that state where you're you're in two minds, just dip your toe in. That's the only way you're gonna find out is if you find out.
Yeah. Just try it. That's all. That's the only way. Like you said, just try it.
And,
And while you were talking, it just came to my mind. Another statistic. I'm not sure if it's the same today, but it was a few years ago.
okay.
I was listening to a guy speak, and this was a very wealthy guy, and he made this comment. He said that I guess 3% of the world represented the wealthy, and
Mhm.
so what he found out, or when you do the research, most people who are wealthy, especially outside of say athletics or entertainment, signing those huge contracts,
Yeah.
those are the entrepreneurs. You
Yeah.
know, they are the ones who are owning some type of business. Therefore, the logic, if you look at the logic behind it, if you analyze the logic, if
Yeah.
you're talking about becoming wealthy, becoming rich, either you're going to play sports or you're going to be a nice superstar entertainer, or you're going to have to start a business.
Well,
Because
exactly.
if you're thinking you're going to become rich by being on a job,
It's not
that's
gonna.
not going to happen,
It's not
you
gonna happen.
know. And I guess outside of that would be investments. But even as an investor, you have to have the capital for that,
Well,
which is normally going
and
to be
also business
generated.
and business fundamentals. Because
Yes,
to be a good investor, you have to understand business. So it goes
business.
hand in hand that you'd have to do one or the other first, and then
Yes,
you'd have an appreciation of both sides.
yes.
Yeah, so it's key. I mean, I'm not knocking employees because obviously,
Oh yeah,
we're
definitely not.
we're going to build our companies and we need to
Yeah,
employ people. But the way I would employ people is that I would teach them, as they work for me, to do something for themselves also. And
yes,
I think that's
yes,
dead weird. And I'm thinking, what, don't you want me? He said, no, no, that's not the point. I don't want you to get
yes,
stuck with me. I want you to go out there and do something for yourself. And I think if that culture was built into how the working world is, obviously it's not. But if that was the case, I mean, that we'd be much more ready to get out there and do stuff. A lot of people, but like you said before, the fear of business is being made so prevalent in
Yes.
media and in other areas, and then people talking and all these scare stories, and people just think, you know what, I'd rather be employed in a bad situation like now, especially the economics, and not try and strike out. And I'm like, no, this is really bad. This is
Yeah.
really wrong.
Yeah. And like you say, it's just that projection of the business being so fearful and so hard, and
Yeah.
then people are fearful. And then when you look at, as you stated a few moments ago, we're not knocking employment and being an employee,
Mm,
but what you can do, and that's why I was saying earlier, you can just do business as supplemental income.
exactly.
It is not just as your main source of
That's right.
income.
That's right.
That's always a good thing as some residual and passive income,
Mm,
something you can do on the side just to bring in a little extra income
yeah.
if you don't feel business or if you don't have you feel as though it's not viable enough or you don't have you're not able to take that leap of faith into it, then just do it on the side. It's just something small
Yeah.
and a pastime to bring in a little more income to help your original income. That's always an option.
Exactly. We've got 5 minutes left. What else would you want to present to my audience in terms of entrepreneurialism, um, Damon?
Nah, I would just say, man, I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and give the people, the listeners, the four questions that I do ask
Okay.
for, I guess the service inventory that I do, because I think this does help with business. As I stated, the first two I know are the most important, but
Yeah.
I give all of them to your listeners.
Okay.
Okay, and so the first question is, what are you skilled at doing, or what are you good at doing? That's the first question, and that goes under the umbrella of skill. Okay. The second question is, what are you passionate about doing?
Hmm.
Okay. The third is, what do you do that others receive satisfaction from you doing it? Or they look at you and they're like, man, you do that well. I love it. When are you doing that again?
Yeah.
What do you do that others receive satisfaction from?
Okay.
And then the fourth and final question is, what do you do that if you didn't get paid, you would still be able to do it?
Okay.
And that goes under the umbrella of volunteerism. In other words, you are so fulfilled and passionate about it
Yeah.
that even if you didn't get monetary payment, you would be fine with doing that. And if you are able to find things in your life that you either do or will want to do, and you can match them, if you can write down certain things that you do in each of those categories,
Mm,
it'll help you to find your what I call your primary or dominant gift. And in doing so, if you're able to pursue that, then you will automatically excel in that area. And a prime example is me. What I
yeah.
found, my dominant gift is in the area of communication.
Okay.
Now, secondarily, leadership is my secondary gift, but my primary gift is in communication.
Okay.
And what I was able to do, if I put the three main things that I'm doing, especially in communication, the speaking, the music, and the writing, all of those are forms of communication,
Yeah.
and they fit each of those categories.
Mm,
What I'm skilled at, what do I enjoy doing, what do I do that others say I do well or receive satisfaction from, and what can I do without pay and still be satisfied.
yeah.
I can do all three of those things.
Mm,
And if you're able to find that, I promise you it'll get you on your way, and it'll help you, give you clear directions, because we're created with those gifts and talents. We all have a purpose,
exactly.
and it wouldn't be good to live a life and not fulfill our purpose and not be fulfilled. We do something that's totally outside of the realm
Mm.
of our purpose, we won't be fulfilled.
And sadly, that's what a lot of people will do and continue to do.
Yes.
So I want my listeners to understand it. This is paramount that you look around you, you find what it is that you can do, and just get on with it. Just do it. Have fun, and it's going to be scary. It's going to be hard, but it's doable.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Yeah, it's life. It's life. Just look, if you fall down, get back up. Life is not over. It's not over.
Exactly.
It's not over. Yeah.
Exactly. Can I hold you over onto the other side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Yeah, because they only give me so much time on the network that I use. I wish they
Yes,
could give me an hour. I'll try and twist their arms if I can.
yes, sir. Oh yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine, man. That's fine.
But thank you for coming on to the show, Damon.